The 2021 Kindle Paperwhite is here, and it is an amazing update for every Kindle that came before it, including if you are downgrading from the Oasis line, which is exactly what I did. Hey there, I'm Kelly. I'm a father of 6, I'm a full-time software developer at Rescue Time, and I am Dean of Digital Campus at Signum University. On this channel, I like to talk about how to be more efficient and get more done in less time, freeing you up to spend time on the things you love with the people you love. One way I do this is by simplifying my existing processes, which is the main reason why I upgraded to this new Kindle. I've been a Kindle user since the Kindle keyboard in 2010, and every year that they've come out with a new and amazing update, I have purchased the latest and greatest of those. This stopped in 2017 with the Kindle Oasis 2nd generation. It met all my needs, and I decided there were only 3 things which could convince me to update. Oh, okay, maybe 4, but I highly doubt Amazon is ever going to add EPUB support. But besides that, I decided I would upgrade if they either added an insanely high-resolution display, making it more crisp to read, if they upgraded to a color display, or if they added USB-C for syncing and charging. Which I'm happy to say they've finally done, which is why I've purchased the new Kindle Paperwhite. The Oasis was my last micro USB device, which means now everything I own charges through either USB-C or Lightning or MagSafe for Apple products. And frankly, I wished Apple would just switch to USB-C charging for everything. Yes, Lightning is a superior connector, but everything else has USB-C. It seems incredibly trivial, but these are the things which make life more relaxing and more enjoyable, allowing me to be more efficient and get more done. It's one less cable to worry about having in my office, and it's one less thing to take with me when I'm traveling. But besides the USB-C port, there are a number of other unexpected surprises which make the new Kindle Paperwhite the best Kindle ever. The most obvious of these is the new screen. It's an e-ink Carta 1200 screen, which Amazon claims make page refreshes 20% faster. Now, at first, I thought this was just marketing copy, and I didn't care about that one way or the other. I was going to buy it because of USB-C. However, on getting the device, it definitely changes pages noticeably faster. In fact, it refreshes quick enough that Amazon has added a new page turn animation, which just looks great and signifies if you're going forward or backward while flipping pages. As of right now, none of the other Kindles support this, and I think it's because of this new higher refresh display. So, repeating what I've already said, after only 2 weeks of ownership, I can confidently say this is the best Kindle Amazon has ever made, including topping their Kindle Oasis, which costs $300. There are a couple of benefits that the Oasis has that the Paperwhite lacks. Let's change that. Let's say that it's more, there are differences in choices in the Oasis versus the Paperwhite, and let's go through those so that you know which one is better fit for you. The Oasis has a premium design, but it feels a bit industrial. Where the Paperwhite has gentle curves and a soft matte texture that make it a joy to hold, the Oasis is made of metal, which makes it feel robust and sturdy, but it's very angular in design. For my usage, the Paperwhite is definitely more comfortable to hold, but it really depends on how you read and in what form you do it. If you are someone who wants to hold your Kindle in one hand while sitting up in an armchair, the grip, the buttons, and just the overall balance of the Kindle Oasis make it a superior device. It's more comfortable to hold in that scenario. But if you're like me and want to hold it two-handed while sitting in a chair or above you while laying in bed, the Paperwhite is definitely more comfortable. The Oasis also has a larger 7-inch display, but in this latest Paperwhite, Amazon bumped the size up to 6.8 inches, and really it's not that noticeable in everyday use. The final major difference between the Paperwhite and the Oasis is that you can no longer get 3G support in the Paperwhite. That means if you want to have that constant cellular connection, you really need to get the Oasis. Now with the prevalence of Wi-Fi all around us, this is probably not a big deal, but you'll know that best. Despite these differences, I personally am willing to say that the Paperwhite is hands down the better device, and it's over $100 cheaper. This really leads me to wonder what Amazon's going to do with the Oasis line. Is the Paperwhite now the king of the crop and there's no longer going to be a premium Kindle? Or are they going to do something new and great with that in the coming years? Can't wait to see. So far, I've been talking about the Paperwhite as if it was a single device, but actually Amazon released 2 new Paperwhites. There's the standard Paperwhite at $139, but they also have the Signature Edition at $189. Everything that I've talked about so far applies to both. That $139 Kindle Paperwhite is the best Kindle Amazon ever made. But if you want a couple new features, you can get the Signature Edition for $50 more. So what do you get for that? Well, there's 4 things. One, it comes with 32 gigabytes instead of 8 gigabytes of storage. Now, if you just read books on your Kindle, that 8 gigabytes is plenty of storage. If you like to read graphic novels or manga on it, or store Audible books on it, then you might need that larger storage. The Signature Edition also has an ambient light sensor so that it will adjust the brightness of your display depending on ambient light in your room. Now, in the earlier Kindles, I always left this off because I found it janky and it would make major shifts that I didn't like, but I've been running with it on in the Signature Edition Paperwhite and it's been doing a really good job so far. That leaves extra feature number 3 in the Signature Edition, which is in addition to USB-C, you can charge the Kindle wirelessly, either with a standard Qi charger or this new wireless dock that they have. I don't really care for this, but I did test it with my MagSafe Duo charger for my iPhone and Apple Watch, and it works. Now, the final difference isn't really a difference between the two, but the Signature Edition comes without ads by default, whereas with the standard Kindle Paperwhite, you have to pay an extra $20 to disable ads, bringing the total up to $159. I hate these ads, and so I was going to pay that $20 anyway. So with that $30 price difference remaining between the standard and the Signature Edition, I decided I'd go with the Signature Edition because I think I can use that extra storage in the long run. But don't get me wrong, at $139, that base level Kindle Paperwhite is excellent and is the best Kindle that Amazon has ever released. There are plenty of competitors to the Kindle, such as Kobo. I personally have never used one because I am so entrenched in the Amazon book ecosystem with Audible and all the books I've purchased there over the years. At some point I may switch, but right now I'm happy with the Kindles. If you're a fan of reading or learning new things in general, please stick around because I have a video in the pipeline which explains my new process of reading books and taking notes and turning them into something that is actually usable, so you can do things with your notes when you're done with them instead of just having piles of notebooks or books with random highlights that you never get back to doing anything with. If that sounds interesting, subscribe and ring the notification bell so that you are notified when it is available, hopefully sometimes early next month. Until next time, bye.